Hey everyone, I think we're approaching round about day 129 of lockdown here in South Africa, and in the last couple of months, more than 3 million people have lost their jobs, and but I think we have about a 50% unemployment rate in this country at the moment. And that's pretty serious. A lot of people are running out of money. They can't afford to buy groceries anymore, let alone pay their rent and other essential expenses. And if you're one of those people who've lost their job, this must be a scary time for you. Difficult to put a positive spin on it, but that's what I'm going to try and do today. I'm going to try and help you to find your way through this through an old Japanese concept called Ikigai. And that is really to find what your purpose is in life, and to, in a sense, fulfill your destiny. I've always said how wonderful it would be if you could make a living doing what you love, and really, in a way, I've been quite fortunate. I've had quite a diverse life. After the army, where I saw quite a lot of combat as a combat soldier, I studied economics and went into stockbroking and became quite a successful stockbroker, made some money. I must confess I really enjoyed being a stockbroker and the fun of it, but I can honestly say that having lots of money doesn't necessarily make you happy, and I can say that from the point of view of somebody who's actually had lots of money at one point in my life, and I can't say it was the happiest time of my life. It was exciting. And I loved the thrill of the game, but I can't say it really resulted in a lot of inner peace. Later in life, about 20 years ago, I started teaching martial arts, and as a full-time job, and in a strange way, for the first time in my life, I found a sense of flow, a sense of peace, that I was now suddenly, my life was going with the flow. I was never going to make a lot of money being a martial arts teacher, but there was a wonderful feeling of fulfillment, a feeling of purpose, a feeling that I was doing some good and making a difference in young people's lives. And I really used to, or still do, look forward to my classes, look forward to, and that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today, and that is, what is your purpose in life? The Japanese have this word Ikigai, which is to find your purpose, or as they say in French, your raison d'etre, your reason to be, the thing that gets you up in the morning, the thing that motivates you, the thing that excites you. As a teenager, I had absolutely no idea of what I was going to become, or what I was going to be when I grew up. And even many adults don't know what they're meant to be, okay? What you want is to find something that you can pour your heart and soul into. Something that thrills you, that excites you. Something that you can immerse yourself in, that you enjoy, and that when you're in that, you flow. So, for example, I have a hobby of metal detecting, and I love treasure hunting. Ever since I was a kid, I've been excited by the idea of treasure and adventure. And those of you who enjoy this channel, please look for my other YouTube channel, which is called Travel for Treasure, where I kind of get into that other side of my life. But treasure hunting is awesome, especially the way I do it. I spend most of my time in the sea. I'm not one of these guys who really likes to walk up and down the beach. I think a lot of the good stuff people lose when they're swimming in the sea. And so almost on a daily basis, I go into the waves and I start hunting for treasure. Sometimes I'm up to my neck fighting the currents, fighting the waves, fighting the rip currents. And often in the rip current that you find the best stuff, because the rip current strips away the sand and creates a channel, and it's inside those channels that the heavy stuff like the gold and everything you tend to find. And sometimes I've found 4 or 5 rings, in an hour, gold rings looking in a channel. The thing is, it's actually very, very hard work, and it's fantastic exercise, and you're out there getting your vitamin D. You're exercising almost every single bone in your body. Now, compared to, say, going to the gym for exercise, where you have to run on a treadmill, and I can't. I find when I go to the gym and I run on a treadmill or try and force myself to exercise, I'm looking at the clock. I'm just hoping that time will pass quickly, so I can stop torturing myself. Whereas when I'm out there in nature doing my treasure hunting, I work much harder than I do in the gym. But I don't even notice it because time just flies. And I'm thinking, gee, I better go home and have something to eat now because I've been doing this for like 3 hours. And, so, the funny thing is when you're caught up in something that you enjoy, time just flies. You're in a flow. You don't notice the hard work that you're doing because you're enjoying yourself so much. And that is the secret of finding, if you can find work that is like that, that is your purpose. I've written here, many people work in jobs they hate. They become clock watchers, willing the time to pass. They dread the end of the weekend, knowing that they have to go back to work the next day. Getting through each day, hating it, repeating the process the next day, enduring it day in, day out. This is not a great way to live your life. It can lead to depression and an overwhelming sense of failure and meaninglessness. We envy those who can earn a living doing what they enjoy. What's the solution? Well, Ikigai helps you to determine the important elements that help you to identify your purpose, if you like, the ingredients of the recipe. Some pursuit that is both sustainable and useful to others. So recently I've been looking at some guys who make a living doing the most interesting things. I mean, just today, this morning, I came across this guy who started a YouTube channel helping kids without fathers learn how to do the stuff that normally their dad would teach them how to do. And I thought, gee, what a brilliant idea. Because he was abandoned, his dad left him as a child. He didn't grow up with a father, and now he's decided to devote himself to helping other kids who don't have a father. And so he started a YouTube channel teaching simple things like how to change a car tire, or how to unblock a sink, or how to get the toilet to work, or how to shave, or how to handle Father's Day when you don't have a father. And he's got I think 1.49 million subscribers, and he is making probably a ton of cash through AdSense. He gets millions and millions of views, and he probably thoroughly, I mean, his videos are really simple. He's not like Peter McKinnon, who makes awesome videos. It's like simple videography, a great simple how-to message, how to change a car tire, how to swap out a car battery, for example. I mean, it's not rocket science, but it's the kind of thing that a kid needs to learn, who doesn't have a dad, and who's going to show him. And he's making money. It's something the world needs, and those are, I think, the 4 major elements or ingredients of Ikigai, of finding your purpose. 1, is it something you're passionate about? Do you absolutely love it? Okay. Can you pour yourself into it and be passionate about it? 2, is it something you're good at? I mean, there's no point being passionate about singing if you can't hold a tune, you know what I'm saying? So it's got to be something that you can do, something that you're good at, okay? 3, can you earn a living from it? Or can you get rewarded in some way from doing it? Preferably financially, because, you know, that's what puts food on the table. And 5, is it something that the world needs? And the needs of the world are very diverse. I mean, the world needs entertainers, the world needs comedians, the world needs mathematicians, the world needs engineers, the world needs brain surgeons and artists. So, you know, it's, you know, my treasure hunting, for example, is fulfilling for me, but is it something the world needs? Yeah, if I make entertaining movies about it, and you're stuck in lockdown and you're tired of watching all the series on Netflix, maybe you could come watch, you know, binge watch my treasure hunting adventures, you know. So yeah, entertainment and delighting people and being a good storyteller. I mean, if you go back thousands of years in human history, some of the most important people in the tribe were the people who could tell stories around the campfire. So just being a good storyteller, whether you do that through your YouTube videos or writing a novel or writing a book, is a vitally important part of being a human being and being part of the human race. And the rest of us human beings need good storytellers, okay, when we're sitting around the campfire. So I've met some interesting people in my life who have done the most unusual. Their Ikigai, their purpose, their reason, their petrol that gets them going every morning, that gets them excited, that they're passionate about. Some of the most diverse things. I mean, I'm friends with one guy who, during the war, he was a tracker. He led the tracker combat unit. And he became extremely skilled and experienced at tracking animals and human beings. And now he goes all over the world teaching fish and wildlife people how to track, teaching everyone from Special Forces unit on how to track human beings to the FBI, to Russian paratroopers, to Australian SAS, to, you know, his diary is fully booked up, and he offers tracking courses, and he's obviously making a lot of money. He gets lots of government contracts, and it's something that's quite rare. It's not every person you meet that knows how to track, but see, he's found a niche. He's outdoors, he's exercising, he's teaching people a useful skill that very few other people know how to do, and he's really enjoying himself, and he's making a living. And it's something we really need. So, you know, that's an example. Another one I saw just yesterday is a guy who trains dogs, for example. He's like a dog whisperer. He loves dogs. He's really good at training them. He loves teaching other people how to train their dogs. And people need to learn how to train their dogs. And so all of those ingredients, those little boxes are ticked. A, he's passionate about it. B, he's good at it. C, he gets paid for doing it, and D, the world needs it. And so those are the essential elements of Ikigai. So I've written here, something for you to do during lockdown is to think about and find the right thing to do. And when you have the right attitude and the right mindset, then you're on the road to Ikigai. When you can get out of bed in the morning with a sense of purpose, when you can work with almost no effort. So everyone has a certain skill set, right? I mean, you can learn skills, or you can have a natural tendency, you know, like you're blessed with a particular, you know, good hand-eye coordination or whatever it is. You might have a natural tendency or talent for a particular thing, like a beautiful voice. Like I don't have a beautiful singing voice, so I love music. And so in the end, I ended up playing classical guitar because I'm not very good at singing. and but I wanted to be able to play musical instruments. So you just have to find something that you have a talent for, a natural tendency towards. It could be physical strength, it could be motor skills, it could be a high level of intelligence or empathy, which may make you good at listening and helping. Um, so it's what you're naturally good at. In other words, don't waste time strengthening your weaknesses, okay? Rather, hone and improve your strengths. Forget about your weaknesses. Focus on your strengths and make those stronger. In the stock market, they would say, don't pour good money after bad. You know, invest more in the winners, not less, okay? So it's not like in this country where the state-owned enterprises are just losing money hand over fist, and the government just keeps pouring more and more and more and more money into these losing enterprises. I mean, that's essentially what I'm saying. If it's not working for you, stop investing in it and look for something that's a winner and invest in that. Why put your time, energy, and money into being mediocre? Rather seize the opportunity of becoming great. Okay, this is what I've written in my diary. So, how do you find what it is that you love to do? Well, listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut feel. So, Ikigai is a verb. In other words, it's an action. I've written here to serve, to create, to delight, to nourish, to provide, to teach, to heal, to connect, to build, to protect. To protect, that's what I do with my martial arts, teaching my students to become protectors of the innocent. And so I don't know if any of those resonate with you, but a little bit of joy every day is going to add up to a lifetime of joy. And maybe, just maybe, losing your job could be your ticket to getting free of a lifetime of drudgery, and now to find something that you want to do, that you're good at, and that can bring joy to the world and joy to you and put food on the table for you. Think about it. The Okinawan concept of Ikigai, to find your purpose. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.